Hey, this is Joe Gilder from PreSonus. I'm here at Sweetwater to talk about Ampire, which is the amp modeling plugin inside of Studio One. If you buy a PreSonus product, like an audio interface or a digital mixer, it comes with Studio One Artist, which is a version of Studio One. Studio One Artist has Ampire inside of it, so you can start playing right away. The differences between Artist and Pro: Studio One Artist has one of the amp models, Studio One Pro has all 5. Ampire's been a part of Studio One since the very beginning, but recently with our 4.6 update, we completely overhauled it. You may be familiar with our fat channel plugins that we use to emulate various analog pieces of equipment. We use that same technology inside of Ampire to actually model the analog circuitry in every stage of a bunch of vintage amps. The Blackface Twin model is one of my favorite models inside of Ampire. It gives you a nice clean guitar tone that can accept pedals well, either using the pedals built into Ampire or your own pedal board. Speaking of pedals, Ampire comes with a nice collection of pedals that you can put into your pedal board, inserting them before or after the amp. For example, this fat distortion pedal is so good in front of the clean Blackface Twin amp. By the way, for my audio interface for today, I'm running through the new PreSonus Quantum 2626. It's a great unit if you're going to do a lot of amp modeling stuff like this because it has ridiculously low latency, which means the feel of the amps is that much better. In this example, we've got the fat distortion before the amp, and then after the amp, we've got a slapback delay. You can tell what's before and after the amp by that little metal divider between the left and right-hand side of the pedals. Okay, so a couple of questions you might have. What models are included? So we took the let's do a few things well approach as opposed to let's throw every amp you've ever heard of into here, but not make any of them sound that good. So as you can see on my screen, we've got 4 guitar amps and 1 bass amp available. They also come with the matching cabinets for each of those. In addition, there's a few extra cabinets, and you can actually load your own user cabinet impulse responses. The VC30 is another one of my favorites. It responds a lot like the real amp, so much that I can have the volume of my guitar maybe 3/4 of the way up for a nice clean tone, and then jack it all the way up to get a nice lead tone. Here's something I discovered recently that I love, and it has to do with a cool feature inside of Studio One and then using 2 instances of Ampire to get some really cool sounds. So here's the channel that we're working on here. As you can see, 2 copies of Ampire. If we open up the plugin, we can see I've got this amp on one and then this amp on the second. Both are set to a pretty crunchy tone. Here's the cool thing. It's never a great idea to run 2 amps in a row, right? The output of one amp into the input of another, that's crazy. But there's this routing feature inside of Studio One that I want to show you. So if we click this cute little button here, it opens up a new window inside of Studio One. This is the routing window. This allows me to route the audio in creative ways. I don't have to set up buses, I don't have to set up pre-fade or sends, I don't have to have multiple channels. Literally on this one channel, I can run the audio in a bunch of different ways. So for this example, I've got my guitar coming into this splitter. That splitter is sending a copy of the signal to the first amp and a copy of the signal to the right. I'll play you what each of them sound like separately, then I'll play them for you together. All right, now let's listen to both of those together. Remember, it's one guitar, signals being split into 2 amps. So we're listening to this as if we had split the signal here in the room and ran it to 2 separate amps with 2 separate microphones. Now the obvious question, can we do it in stereo? The answer, yes. If we click on splitter, now we can come over here and change it from normal mode to channel split mode. Now, this amp is going to the left channel, this amp is going to the right, and we get glorious stereo. Okay, that's a run through of the latest version of Ampire inside of Studio One. Remember, this is a plugin that comes free with Studio One Professional. I'm Joe Gilder from PreSonus here at Sweetwater. If you have questions about this or any other PreSonus products, be sure to call your Sweetwater sales engineer or check out sweetwater.com. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. For more videos like these, click here or check with Sweetwater for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.